Hey, this is Emily from WP Fusion, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can create an auto login link so your users can click a link that they find in an email and access restricted content on your WordPress website, all powered by WP Fusion. So how we can implement this feature is by heading to the back end of our WordPress website, going to Settings, WP Fusion, and then Advanced at the top. We have 5 options. The first one is to allow URL login. The second one is form auto login. I'll show you that at the end of this video. And then there's 3 options that we're not going to talk about in this video, but these 2 options pertain to developers, and this one pertains to if you're using Thrivecart to sell access to your website. So let's dive into talking about allow URL login and form auto login. I'm just going to check this one box for now for allow URL login. And this tutorial is our documentation that talks about exactly how to use this feature that we're going to outline in this video. So I'm going to save my changes at the bottom once I check that box for allow URL login. And then I'm using ActiveCampaign in this tutorial, but you could use any CRM, and all of the CRMs are listed on the documentation for the personalization tags. So you can see my ActiveCampaign is up at the top, and this is the personalization tag I'm going to use so that when someone clicks a link in an email, the website knows who clicked the link and to log them in appropriately. So the thing about the WP Fusion auto login feature is that it only applies to WP Fusion conditions. So it will only apply to users who are logged in for the purposes of WP Fusion's content restriction. All other plugins will view the visitor as a guest. So if you're using an LMS plugin, the user will still be viewed as a guest from the LMS plugin. However, WP Fusion has content restriction settings that will work with this feature, and I'll show you exactly how to use those. So for example, we might be using a welcome to the website for members. So I could have a page on my WordPress website that's welcome to the website for members. This content is restricted to only members, ... So all of the content on my WordPress page, including content I would create in a page builder, is only going to be restricted to members because on the right-hand sidebar in my page settings, I'm going to say that you must be logged in to view this page and that you must have this tag in ActiveCampaign in order to view this page. So if I publish this and I view my page, I can see the content is restricted to only members. That is the content for logged in members. And then it says, oops, you don't have access to this page. So that's the logged out versus logged in view. This would be a great place to put a video welcoming people to your community, welcoming people to your website. But let's set up our link in an email. So what we're imagining is that people sign up, they get a link to this members only intro page. And so we want to send them an auto login link so they don't have to log in to view the page. They're just automatically logged in. So what we'll do is if I head over to ActiveCampaign, which is what I'll be using in this example, I'm going to create a test campaign for new member welcome test. Next. Let me say welcome new member. For the subject line, I'm not going to talk a lot about what we're doing inside of ActiveCampaign, but basically we're just designing an email and we'll place our auto login link inside of the email. I'm going to place the link on this button. It can say, instead of buy now, get the member introduction, something like that. And so this is where we will drop our link. And our link is to this page here, welcome to the website for members. Paste that in. But remember, on our documentation, we had a personalization tag that we need to add to the end so that the website knows who the user is. And so for ActiveCampaign, which is what I'm using, it's contact ID equals contact ID, formatted like that. So I'm going to go back to my ActiveCampaign, having copied that to my clipboard. I don't know why that's at the end. Let's just paste that in. It's going to take contact ID dynamically, make sure it's formatted correctly. This is a very small box for me to view this link. I just want to make sure I have HTTP at the front. I do. Perfect. So we have that contact ID tag at the end. Let's go ahead and click next. and I'm going to send this campaign to myself. So let's see. So this is who it's from. It's customized. Let's select a list to send it to. I'm going to send it to my master list with one contact. Send now. Your campaign is being sent. Let's make sure it goes out. It is sent. There it is. Welcome, new member. And so I'm already logged into the website on this browser, so I'm going to copy the link address, go to an incognito window, and paste my link in. And so there it is. So now this content is only for members. I'm logged out, but I was automatically able to see the content on the page because of the URL contact ID equals 1. So that's how the WP Fusion auto login link feature works for ActiveCampaign and for other CRMs as listed below. Let's talk about the forms option for a minute. I'm using Gravity Forms on my website. And so if you wanted to allow people to submit a form on the front end of your website and automatically be logged in with this WP Fusion setting, we would go to Settings, WP Fusion, and then we'll add a new feed. And then down here near the bottom is the auto login feature. Now we'll need to make sure in Settings WP Fusion that we have that option turned on Advanced. Form auto login. Let's make sure that was checked, that second box. And then we can check the box for auto login here. So start an auto login session when the form is submitted. So we could say sign up to get free access to something, for example, if it's like an opt-in where people can only view your PDF download page if they have a certain tag in ActiveCampaign, and then they could submit a form in order to get that tag and then automatically be able to view it. So that way, if someone searches up our PDF free lead magnet resource on Google or something, they won't be able to see it, but then they could fill out the form, get access immediately, because once they submit our Gravity form to send us their email and get access, they'll be able to access that content. That's just one example of that use case. You can either send these links out in emails, like we first demoed here in ActiveCampaign, or you could have it with a forms tool that WP Fusion integrates with in order to have people submit a form and then automatically be logged in. That's two ways that you can set up auto login links with WP Fusion. Thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. If you want to see more content like this and further documentation on this tutorial, check out our website, wpfusion.com. You'll find all kinds of resources in addition to what we have on our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.